How you guys doing today? Mark Franks here. Guys, today I want to review my new Apple iPad Air 5. Now, I bought this iPad in 2023. I had the iPad 4 about a year and a half ago, and to make a long story short, my son destroyed it. He actually dropped it on the pavement, so that dropped iPad became his iPad. Moving on, I transitioned to the Microsoft 7 Plus. It was a great device, guys. You know, I still have it, but I had to come back to the iPads because the iPads have something that the Microsoft 7 Plus didn't have. It has a long battery life. This thing right here has an amazing battery life. That's why I came back to iPad and I'm loving it, guys. Today I want to go ahead and talk about my experience. Guys, I had this about a month and a half now. So let's go ahead and get it. Let's talk about the new Apple iPad Air 5. Let's go, guys. All right, so first I want to talk about aesthetics. So this is a very good looking iPad. You know, Microsoft did very good. It comes in 5 different colors. I got the space gray. It just looks really good, very elegant, guys. It's very pleasing to the eye. That's the best way to kind of explain it. All right, so it's rocking a liquid retina display, has a 10.9 screen. I'll put the resolution up, but it's 264 pixels per square inch for a brilliant and vibrant image. All right, so let's talk about the buttons and the functionality. So this thing comes with a biometric button. It comes with a touch ID button here. So all you do is press this button and the iPad will turn on. You have you got your volume up and volume down button, guys. You have your camera on the back. It's a 12 megapixel camera. Also a camera in the front, 12 megapixels, good for FaceTime. It's good for if you're using Zoom or something like that. 12 megapixels is pretty good. It has a USB-C port in the bottom here. So I think the last generation, the USB-C port, I think it only went to 5 gigabytes per second, but this one is 10 gigabytes per second. Now it's not gonna be faster than the iPad Pro. It's gonna be 40 gigabytes per second for the Thunderbolt port. But 10 gigabytes per second transfer speed, it's still moving, guys. It's still pretty fast. Now, if you're doing a lot of transfer speeds, you know, you have an SD card, you're just transferring a lot of files, then yeah, the Pro may make better sense to go with. But for the most part, the majority of people, 10 gigabytes per second with a USB-C port is fast enough. So let's talk about the Pencil. So this is the Apple Pencil Generation 2, guys. I really like this pencil. And one thing I like about the iPad Air, you know, it has the magnetic charger for your pencil. So all you gotta do is put your pencil on the magnetic charger and it's gonna charge that thing. This pencil rarely goes below 100%. It'll probably be like maybe at 99. So if something's wrong with this pencil, it's not gonna be because it's not charged. It'll just be like a malfunction. That's one thing I like about it. So when I'm not using it, I'll put it right back. I rest it right back on the iPad Air and it always keeps it charged, guys. So I do love that about the iPad 5th generation. So let's go ahead and get into, you know, the specs here. So this is an 8 gigabytes of RAM. It comes with an M1 chip, guys. So it's blazing fast. So it has a 60 hertz screen refresh rate. So that's not bad, guys. Now, if you're a gamer and you edit a lot of film, you use your iPad to edit film and videos, then you might want to go for the iPad Pro because it has that True Tone 120 hertz refresh rate. But 60 refresh rates is great enough, guys. Most people are not going to really need 120 hertz refresh rate on the screen. But it is a great device. Totally recommend it, guys. It weighs a little bit, maybe a pound or less, and I'll put the exact weight, but I did like that. So I had the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 Plus, and I had the keyboard attached, and it was kind of heavy, but this thing is very light, so I can just take it with me everywhere I want to go, and you know, it just feels comfortable. One thing I do like about this is I like the writing on here. So it has that one screen layer. They like merge the 2 screens to what you write on and the glass above that is kind of merged. So it feels real-time writing. The writing on here is absolutely great. Now, if you get like an iPad 10, it has that buffer in between. It has the writing portion of the screen, but it also has the glass above, and it has like a buffer in between. So when you write, it seems like it's a delay, and it's kind of not as, let's say, fast, and it seems like it's dragging a little bit. It seems like you're like touching glass, and then after you touch the glass a little bit, you'll see it on the screen. It doesn't feel like it's just right when you touch it, right when you touch the tip to the screen, it's writing. So I do like that with the iPad Air. Now the iPad 10 and all that, they're slacking behind, and that's because of the type of screen that it has. Also, I have the screen protector. I bought just a regular screen protector from Amazon. I'll go ahead and throw that. I'll throw that in the description below. I like when I put the screen protector on my iPad because this just makes my writing a little bit smoother. All right, because sometimes it feels a little weird if I'm writing on glass, but if I'm writing on this screen protector, it's great. Now this is not like a paper-like screen protector. I heard it does feel like paper, but I heard the screen's a little bit darker, and I want my screen to be pretty vibrant and bright. So, I just like the screen protector, and I don't mind it at all. I write on this all the time. Actually, I got the iPad Air 5 to write on this. This is my main writing device. I don't even use paper anymore. Hats off to people who doesn't use paper anymore. I haven't used paper in like a year and a half, almost 2 years. So I do like that. Now you can get a Magic Keyboard. Again, guys, I only use this for writing and just from light browsing and some entertainment. But you can get a keyboard. I'm pretty sure you can get probably any keyboard that goes with the iPad Air on Amazon, or you can get the Magic Keyboard. Other than that, the volume on here is pretty good. I think I watched a few movies on here, and I didn't have any complaints about it. Now, I'm not a huge gamer, but this with the M1 chip, the processor on this is incredibly fast, so the gaming shouldn't be any problems. No, it's not going to be 120 hertz screen refresh rate, but the gaming is still absolutely great on here, guys. So you shouldn't have a problem with that for the guys and the gals who game on the iPad. But other than that, guys, I'm very happy with my purchase. This was $550. Now, I'd rather get this over the iPad Pro, which is about $200 more. And the only difference between the two is this has a USB-C port and the iPad Pro has the Thunderbolt port. So this is 10 gigabytes per second transfer rate, and the iPad Pro is gonna be 40 gigabytes per second transfer rate. And then another major difference is the iPad Pro has a better screen, has the XDR screen, and this has a regular liquid retina. But other than that, it's no major differences that I've seen. Now the iPad Pro does have the Face ID, but it's still Touch ID, the biometric here. So I mean, it's still fine if you don't mind. I don't mind this touch, and I think it's actually pretty cool. All right, but yeah, so for this and the iPad Pro, we'll give it to them. The iPad Pro this year has the M2 chip for a faster processor. But guys, that's about it, and that's $200 more. So in 2023, is this a great purchase? Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. The M1 chip in here is blazing fast. It's 8 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, and it's just a great all-around great device, guys. I couldn't be more happy with my purchase, and I did transition back from the Microsoft Surface 7 Plus. Now that is a good device, but it's an entire computer, so that battery gets eaten up a lot. But the battery on here, this is an all-day battery life, guys. I can put this in my backpack and go somewhere and not have to worry about it at all. Now, if I do that with my Microsoft Surface Pro 7 Plus, I'm gonna have to, bring my power cord, because if I'm working on it more than 4 hours or something, it could go out. So the iPad 5th generation iPad Air is the way to go, guys. I'm happy I got it for my purchase. It's $559 on Amazon. I'll put the links down below. Guys, if you have any questions, please leave all your questions down below and I'll answer them in a timely fashion. But until then, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.